Yo, yo, yo. My voice is still gone, people. Work with me, work with me, work with me. Big up to Mandem. I see my brother is in the building. Big up to Football with Ends. I hope you're doing well. I'm getting my voice back. I almost lost it yesterday, but I had to jump in and talk to the people. So forgive me for my rusty voice, but we will make it work. We will make it work. Big up to Mandem in the building. Please share, subscribe, and like. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show on the road. Big news coming early today for those who are on the other side of the world. On my side, it came in early this morning. As you can see in the heading, 130 million, which is supposed to be 100 million guaranteed plus 13 million what? Add-ons. Leverkusen has rejected it, right? They rejected it. A lot of people keep saying that we will go back and probably bid another final bid. Now, a few numbers are being thrown around. Nobody knows. This is the frustrating part where we were telling the fans, please don't forget about the details. Just pay attention and then just wait. Big up to Badro. He's in the building. It's a big up, Kwesi. I saw Netherlands versus Finland match. And Frimpong is not a right back. I think Bradley is the first choice. So what do you think he's going to be? You think he's going to be, he and Mo going to be switching? Because a lot of people have said that if, we always wanted Mo to take a break. We can't keep playing over and over. So is it a possibility that he's coming in for Mo? I mean, he's always been a wing back for Leverkusen, and even for Netherlands, he has been a wing back. So, is he coming in to be a fullback, or is he coming in to be a winger? Possibly he and Mo will swap around, right? We always say we need depth, but he can't play fullback. We know he's very defensively sound. He knows how to bomb forward. He has a lot of energy. So that would definitely help him with however we use him. So I'm not worried about Frimpong. I think he will do fine. Big up to yourself. Thank you for coming. Make sure you hit the like button, people. Make sure you hit the like button. We are 8 away from 450. So get me to 450, my friends. Get me to 450 today before the show is over. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Now, let's get back to the big news at hand, right? Leverkusen rejecting Liverpool's bid for 100 plus 13 add-ons. What's next? Is Liverpool going to go back? Is Liverpool going to quit? Is Wirtz going to put pressure on Leverkusen for them to accept the bid that we offer them? Because at this point, the money is getting crazy. I've seen some Liverpool fans saying, this is too much. We need to back off. If they're not accepting what we offer them, we need to back off. Some people are saying 180 million will do the trick. And Leverkusen are bracing for the final bid. Now, if they're bracing for the final bid, will they accept it or will they say no? Because if it's a final bid, he's going to stay for one more year. If he stays for one more year, Leverkusen are not going to get 100 million next year. They will try to have a bidding war from other clubs, but no one is going to bid 100 million. It will get close. Most they're going to make is 80. 80, most next year. 80. This thing that people need to see, these clubs are now getting smarter. They understand, okay, if I need the player, for sure, I will bid. I mean, at the end of the day, money talks, right? And the player also makes the decision where they want to go. If next year he keeps saying, I want to go to Liverpool, and Liverpool say, if he wants to come to us, we'll give you 50, you don't get any more bidding wars. So yes, Leverkusen have the upper hand right now, but they're also playing a very risky game because he could finally say, you know what, I want to stay. It's a World Cup season. I want to still play the German style of football so that I'm embedded in it properly. He could say that, right? Because him coming to Liverpool is a risky game. Let's be honest. We don't know whether he's going to hit the road running or it's going to take him time. So World Cup is coming. He can say, you know what? I want to be comfortable for now until after the World Cup. Then I see where I want to go. And after the World Cup, he says, I want to go to Liverpool. Do you think Liverpool is coming with another 100 or 113 million? No. Leverkusen can choose to do the bidding war they want. If the player, see, this year the player has made it easy. I want to go to Liverpool. So there's no bidding war coming from Bayern. There's no bidding war coming from City. If the same thing is next year, there's no bidding war. Right? If he wants to go to Madrid next year, there's no bidding war. And I promise you, Perez is not paying over 100. So at the end of the day, I think there's a fee that both teams have accepted. I think they will both agree on a fee very soon. And we move on from this saga because honestly, it's starting to get annoying. Let's be honest. It's getting annoying. Every week you hear it's getting close. It's getting close. It's getting close. Bro, like I said yesterday, at this point, he's at the edge of the universe right now. If he goes any closer, he's going to fall off. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying here. Brado says, I think they accept 140 euros, which is about 118. I think they're trying to get as close to 126 as possible, and I'm talking in pounds. So if he's going, if they get 118, they will accept it. I even think that I think the fee is actually lower. It's just they want to play hardball. They don't want to look weak. They don't want to seem weak. Eventually, when the actual fee comes out, I think it's going to be way lower. Right now, it's just people speculating how much it is. I don't think it's that 100 and 113 they're talking about. You know, I think it's probably going to be 106 plus some add-ons. That's what I believe. I literally believe it's going to be 106 some add-ons when the real facts, the real numbers comes out. Right now, it's just speculation from everybody. Every Juno or ITK is trying to get their name out there, and they're trying to come up with, oh, I came up with the right number. But then when the actual number comes out, sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's way lower than what it is. Big up to Kabak. He's in the building watching us from the X. He said, it's Barber Shop Sunday with Quisible TV. Big up yourself. Thank you. Thank you. As you can see, my voice is crazy right now. So forgive me, my people. Forgive me. But I appreciate all you guys in the building. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Colin is in the building. He said, big up, Kwesi. Do these wankers keep moving the goalposts? Thought it was only 150 for Bayern. That's why we were all taught. We were told they made it higher for Bayern so that Bayern can pay. But right now, it looks like something and working. You know what I mean? Something ain't working. So at this point, I would say, Liverpool fans, sit back, watch this, sip your coffee or your beer or your tea, and relax. I know some people talking about, oh, it'll be done on Wednesday. They don't know. Some people think it's on Tuesday. They don't know because I guess the PSR window closed on the 10th, which is Wednesday. So everybody's making it seem like, oh, it's going to be done. It's going to be done before that. Bro, the actual transfer window hasn't even started yet. It starts July 1. So until that one starts, I don't know why people are worried. This might even stretch all the way to the end of till the beginning of the season. Now, for the conspiracy theory of us, we say maybe that's what they want so that they can roll him over during the Adidas presentations because he is an Adidas boy. So there's a whole lot of things going on. Personally, I think he's coming to Liverpool. He is coming to Liverpool. I think the deal is already done. I think he knows what he's going to make. Liverpool knows what they need to pay. You cannot go into this type of conversation and you out here lowballing them. That makes no sense. You know what I mean? So he said they are taking a piss. Big up, Kwesi. Don't worry. Deal with it done by next week. Everyone relax. That's how I'm talking about. But Kwesi, this is a big money. Do you think if the deal done and we get Ertz, is Liverpool gold strong in the market, striker with crazy money? I don't think so. Gyökeres is realistic option. Good point. We will discuss that a little bit later because I have something to say about that. We all know that we need a striker. We need a striker. And we have to get right now the market is very weak for the striking side. So Liverpool have to put money out. Otherwise, leave NUNEZ. Leverkusen are pissed. Hey, man, that's the biggest money they're going to see in a while. So they're going to try to get all the money they could possibly get. It's a big up loss. Good to see you. Good to see you. He said 113, that's a lot for one body. See, I was saying exactly what Loss is saying right here. Let me put it back up. Even though Liverpool fans want us to spend money and want that type of player, even some of them might be like, bro, this is getting too far. You know what I mean? Even them are like, bro, this is a little bit too much here. We because there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. If he doesn't perform, wow, 120 million player can't score a goal, he can't pass, And then there's more pressure on him, more pressure on the player, more pressure on the manager. So yes, I can see why people feel that way. But at the end of the day, it's the market right now. It's the market. Those type of players you got to spend, right? I don't believe he's a 100 million player. He's too young for that. He's 22 years old. I think max 100, nothing more, right? But that's how it is. That's how it is in this market. Leverkusen, the last time they had a player like this was Ballack, and they didn't even make that kind of money. So they're trying to squeeze as much money as they could possibly get. Cameron, the elder, he said, Florian Plattenberg on Sky says the deal is 142. Medical soon. 113 was the last bid. New one went in Friday. The media is behind. Okay. 142, that is what? 120 million pounds. He said it's not your bloody money. So then if it's not your bloody money, then Cameron, I don't want to hear you complain when Liverpool raises the price for the games. Somebody has to pay it. Somebody has to pay it. You see what I mean, though? Hustle Bros in the building. What's going on, man? Hit the like button. Thank you for coming in. Inflation, man. Inflation. Loss is like, I will just put another bid. If they reject, just walk away. Are you ready to deal with the PR? Are you ready to deal with that PR if we walk away? Are you going to understand? Are you going to give FSG that grace and say they tried, it just didn't work out? You see what I mean? If you do this, you lose. If you do that, you lose, right? Mark, big up yourself. He said, Kwesi, how much do they want in pounds? So 150, that was 126 million. I don't think Liverpool's going to go over 120. Now, 130, 140, that means we are around 118, 120 million pounds. So I think closer to 120 will get the deal done. And personally, like I said, I believe the deal is done. It's just little thing here that they need to take care of. Now, if they decide to walk away, It's just going to be the PR that's going to come in. Will Liverpool fans accept that? Or Liverpool fans say that was just a whole bunch of stunts? The player said, I want to come to Liverpool. The player have told City, he has told Bayern. I don't think it's a PR thing. I think it's just Leverkusen trying to get the most as they can possibly get. And on my side, I believe it's already done. It's just a few here and there, right? Colin said, get some honey tea, my bro. Definitely. Right after here, I'm going to go to the local store and get some real honey, man. The real ones. People mad FSG won't spend now. People say don't overspend. Bro, say that again. Say that again. I mean, it's damn you do, damn you don't. If FSG don't go through with this, they're going to be like, oh, they don't like to spend. It was just a joke, blah, blah, blah. They play with our feelings. Yet some people, the same people are still saying that's too much money. We could buy 2 players for that. Some people already say, let's go for Turkey. Let's go for this. Let's go for that. Brother, if we're a big dog, a big club like Liverpool is, and we are royalty, we got to act that way. Yes, sometimes the price is too high. Walk away. But the fact that they're still in this conversation, that means Edwards, Hughes, and Arne Slot are putting their chips on this kid. And the fact that the owners are still pushing them to get the player tells me they are all in this. So when we weren't spending, we said let the owners do their job. If they're gonna spend, let the owners do their job. You see what I mean? Let them do their job. Can't get deep in the building. What are you doing, brother? Long time no see. Good to see you. Who's the alternative if Ward's deal falls through? I don't see anybody. I mean, I thank you for asking that question, because I don't even think Turkey is the alternative. Musiala for me, you guys know I'm a Musiala big fan. The alternative is Musiala. Are you going to be able to pull Musiala away from Bayern? I mean, that kind of cash, maybe we can. You know what I mean? Alex, they have already put another bid. Okay. He said, you need a mint. I know, man. This voice. I was doing fine until I turned on the cameras, man. You think Wirtz wants LFC now to sit out until the move? I think he does. The fact that City backed out, the fact that Bayern backed out, and these are big money players, you know. And everything that he has done, everything he has said he wants to go there. He has put pressure on Leverkusen to come up with an agreeable deal. Now, will he sit out? That's the question, because certain players don't like that kind of smoke. It makes them look bad. Their image looks bad. Remember, he is the future of German football. If he sits out, all of a sudden he becomes money hungry. You see what I mean? So there's all that kind of thing that could go against him if he does that. That's why I think he's kind of like being very respectful. Liverpool's transfer strategy is starting to look foolish again. Explain that, Angel. Explain it. Give us reason why you think that way. I think Adidas won't let FSG let this slip. The deal is done. I agree with you on that, because guess what? Adidas needs this deal too. Liverpool, whatever they spend on this guy, they're going to make it back within less than a year. The amount of shirt sales that he's going to bring in, this deal is going to be paid off. For me, come on. If he comes in and he starts to ball, Liverpool are flying high, his sales, Salah, Wirtz, Maka, Alisson, and Virgil, gone. Gone. You know what I mean? So I believe that too. Yeah, he wasn't positioned. We needed to address no shame in walking away. Okay. It's funny, Loss. I remember where you were like, owners don't spend, owners don't spend. But I kind of like your idea where you be like, I want them to spend, but it has to come. There should be a limit. Hey, I don't disagree with that at all. They should be able to spend, but there should be a limit. You know, I'm in the position of, I've always said when they weren't spending, I used to say, hey, they know what they're doing. Let them do their job. And let's be honest, 85% of the time, they were correct. So if they're going to spend, I'll trust them and say, let them do their job. Especially when you have the big players back. You know, back then it was just Klopp, and then we got NUNEZ. This time we got the Don Dada himself. He's back. So I will trust them and say, if they want to spend, let them spend. Loss. Maybe the system we played last season, but I think Slot planning a big tactical change. I believe that too. It's 117. Don't pay with my patience. I got you, man. I got you. I mean, you're not wrong, man. It is a lot of money, and it's getting to a point where it's like, yo, make a decision already. You know what I mean? Accept something. But I say we should sit back and relax. I think everything will go through fine. Kirkers may come first. He has left the Hungary squad to finalize the deal. I think his might come first. I've always said that. I think his will come first. Hey, big up yourself, Gary. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, man. So I think we should all. It is annoying. I'm going to be honest with a lot of you guys. It is annoying. Today you hear this, tomorrow you hear that, today you hear this. And I'm even glad that the Kirkers thing kind of fall back a little bit. So right now, let's see if Kirkers deal can be done by Tuesday, right? I think it will. I think he's also coming to Liverpool. It's just Bournemouth is trying to get as much money as they could possibly get. Now, is Kirkers a 45 million left back? No. Most I would have paid was 35. And that's where Liverpool wanted to pay. Liverpool pushed it to 38. So right now they just have to agree with some add-ons and realistic add-ons, that is, and see if we can push the deal through. But right now, everybody, if you like a player, people will, they'll push you. Especially, the difference between Wirtz and Kirkers is, and Frimpong. Frimpong was I think he was a buyout clause. So you just show up with the money, take him. And you could negotiate how you want to play, how you want to pay him. But them two is not. There was no contract based on how much they will be worth coming out or going in. So you just have to bite the piper and then just keep going. Bogey's in the building. He said he's the best player for LFC, and 5 years contract is only 22. He's only going to get better. Facts. I agree with that too. I agree. Simon, big up yourself. Welcome back. I think World Deal will get done. Hughes and Edwards starting to look a bit foolish. As if they pay full price, every transfer will know how to call LFC. Are you saying will look foolish if they pay the price alone? Because look at it this way. Leverkusen could also look foolish if they let him go for a lower price. So anytime they have a superstar, the buying club will say, oh, I know you just talking, you buy him. We'll get him for cheap anyway. So it is, if you have never bargained, try it. Go to the market, especially the farmer's market, and bargain. Something says $20. You tell the person, I'm going to give you 10. They might slap you or say goodbye. And then when you try to leave, what do they say? Okay, come back. I'll give it to you for 17. And then you keep going back and forth. So I think, it's just a negotiation. Negotiation is who's going to blink first. At the end of the day, each player has their price. So who's blinking first? Liverpool doesn't want to blink. Leverkusen doesn't want to blink. And Quincy, don't forget, we need a DM ASAP. I don't trust Gravenberg and McAllister in the defense. We need like Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. Now, if you get a DM, who's sitting down? We got a lot of midfielders. Don't forget Endo. Don't forget Jones. And we got a couple of kids that are also in line to move up. I agree. We do need a DM. But the question is, what style of play? I need a closer like Endo. That's why I'm in the favor of having, what's his name, Baliba. Because Baliba gives you athleticism. He can run for days. He is strong. He can move with the ball. And so if you need a destroyer, he is there. If you need Gravenberg to, whether he's not playing well or he needs to take a rest, Baliba can also play there. But we can't just get any DM because the way we play, we usually don't need a destroyer. So you need somebody who can play both, not just all he does is destroy. Because the team that we're going to play against is going to set back, most of them. Why do you need a destroyer then? You know, it's just taking space. You don't trust them after winning the league? I don't know, man. Who? Me? I trust them. I think they will let him go as the player is pushing to leave and his contract runs out. That's what I'm saying. If they don't get a prize this year, next year, Leverkusen is screwed. They're not going to even get, they're not going to sniff anything over 80 if they don't let this guy go this year. So they're trying to get as much as they can. But if this guy said, I'm not going, I'm going to wait till next year because of the World Cup, Leverkusen is screwed. That's the only way he can affect the outcome for this year. He can go say, you know what? If you guys can agree, I'm going to stay. I don't want to go to City. I don't want to go to Bayern. I'll stay one more year, play the, play the season out. And then after the World Cup, I will assess. If he says that, I guarantee you, Leverkusen will be like, okay, Liverpool, let's agree with the 113 or 115 or whatever. But the fact that he is sitting back, he doesn't want to be the guy who's pushing it because then it makes him look bad. Leverkusen could talk, but like you said, after this year, and then if the team that he wants doesn't come for him next year, then he sits back and says, I'll leave for free. Then they are majorly screwed. He said, what I can't understand, what happened to the good relationship we sell Kelleher cheap to help them, but nothing in return. They must have known what pay for Liverpool. No. We didn't sell Kelleher cheap for them. Kelleher had only one season left. So if you don't sell him, he goes for free. Last year is when we would have made more money. You know what I mean? Last year would have made more money. But at this point, Liverpool new module is, do we need the money? I posted this on my Twitter account. That's Liverpool new model. Do we need the money? Because we could have made more money for Trent in January. We said no. We could have made more money for Diaz. We said no. So it's actually Liverpool is at a point where money is not a deciding factor for them to sell a player or not. You see what I mean? So I don't know that Kelleher was for them. I mean, I can understand the trade that, the 3-club trade that happened, like an NBA, but it wasn't for them. It was just, that was the last season. If it was 2 seasons he had left, I promise you we would have gotten about 35, 40. And they just saw an opportunity and they took it. Kelleher went to Bradford. Bradford sold their goalkeeper. Kelleher is better than Flecken. So it was a deal. They could have come for Kelleher, but they chose to go for Flecken for the cheaper option. Now, if we have swapped, then I agree with you, right? If we have swapped, then be like, okay, we're giving you a deal, so you guys give us a deal. Can we just not sign him on the free next season the same way Madrid did? You don't want to play that risk. You do not want to play that risk because if you do and he changes his mind, Zubimendi, anybody? He said Chouamini, Bellingham, Melo, Chiesa, Cavallo, Caicedo, Lavia is enough transfer failure and foolishness. Well, all those players were not under the new regime, with the exception of Chiesa. Chiesa was just low risk, high reward. Every team does that. If Chiesa had balled, we win. And then we try to sell him, we make more money. Right now, we could sell him for what, 15, and somebody will buy. So at the end of the day, it's a low risk, high reward. That one, I don't consider it as a foolish or failure transfer. But now, the other list, you know who was in charge? Bottom line, we need 2 center backs, DM, striker, a minimum. But I fear before we buy anyone else, they will free sale to recoup money. That's the part that I'm trying to say. At this point, it's not about the money. If it was that money, we would have gone for Turkey instead of this guy. It's not about the money. If a player said, I want to go to Liverpool, Liverpool has the money to bring him in. We need to, if we think we are a big club, we got to stop thinking about, oh my God, what if? Liverpool, for what? The owner's been there 15 years. For 15 years, they plan to this day. Nothing they do is by accident. They've been planning for this. That's why from the beginning, they came with a plan. We're going to get this type of players and try to sell them high or keep them, and we'd win. Regardless, sell them high or keep them, we win. For example, get Mane at the right time, get Salah at the right time. Mane goes, you make money. Salah goes, you make money. You keep him, you win. That's what they did. That is the plan. Now, they've made enough money where they said, we could spend. It's not about the money for the owners. Now, the concern that I have that I will agree for you is the right player that we will want. Will that player be available if this whole saga is done? Will that player still be there? Now I understand that. Now you're talking about, hey, we should not waste our time on this player. We have other priorities too. Then I get you. But if you're talking about money, Liverpool have money. Simon, I'm telling you again, stop worrying about Liverpool. They got money. And if you are still worrying about FSG spending, there's nothing I can do for you. It wasn't a domino effect. It wasn't. Kelleher is better than Flecken. If Leverkusen wanted a better goalkeeper, they would have gone for Kelleher. Now, the question is, was Kelleher wanted to go to Germany? Maybe not. So they saw an opportunity. They said, okay, Brighton is going for this guy. Their goalkeeper is also good enough. We can get him. They saw an opportunity. They took it. At the end of the day, they had a first dip. They could have chosen Kelleher before Flecken. It was no, oh, this is this, this is this. That's just chatty chat, chit chat. The same way people thought that Kwanzaa and Elliott will go over there and make the price lower. No. He's only finished with the national team. Exactly. People, relax. Wales did not have a good game today. Germany lost 2-0. We need to talk about that real quick. Big up, Dustin. Good to see you. But wait, Kwesi, I've been told FSG are tight wads with money, despite about the break, the English transfer record, and about money rather than the football when keeping players instead of cashing. Big up to Liverpool 12, man. Good to see you, brethren. People, go to my brother's channel and subscribe and check him out. Trust me, you will not be missing it. You will not be disappointed. So please, Liverpool 12, man, big up yourself. Now, this is the thing. Remember, for all my community, you guys have heard me say this, and some of you guys were shocked when I said this. Some people are going to get hurt when I say this. I told you guys that some people are upset that Liverpool won the league. And they'll be like, how? Okay, the rivals? I said, no, Liverpool fans. Some Liverpool fans are upset that Liverpool won the league because I'll tell you why. Thank you for asking. It kills the agenda. The agenda of Klopp was the reason why FSG, whatever, right? Klopp was the one who was saving Liverpool. All those agenda that people, that toxic conversation that they wanted to have, out of the window. You'd be like, no, I don't believe you. Have you heard somebody say, well, let's see what Slot will do with his own players? Klopp, what did Klopp do with these players? He came out short. Slot is the one who won with these players. Right? So now back to the FSG thing. There are some people who can believe that it's real that FSG is about to spend 120 million for one player. And they don't even know what to do with themselves. They are stuck. They don't believe it. Even though it's happening right in their face. They don't believe it. It's going to happen. And they try to figure out, what can we say? What can we do? Bro, you are just an EP. What is an EP? I'm glad you asked. Enemy of progress. Move on. This FSG, if FSG in, FSG out, that is boring. It's done. Move on. Let's look at what the future presents right now. And Liverpool are trying to dominate football for the next whatever years. Some of you guys, your debate against FSG is, when we won Champions League, we should have been spending. We won the league and they're spending, and some of you guys are still complaining, and you have no concept of what you're saying. I understand we have had some bad times. Chouamini, Jude. I mean, the list goes on, right? Caicedo, Zubimendi. But if that's how you think, then we can help you, because we're going to move forward, and you're still worrying about, oh, well, remember when we're trying to get Caicedo? And Vert is playing for Liverpool. House of Bones, he said, how are you going to say when we fail? Bro, I'm telling you, because some people had in their mind, they were like so gung-ho about, we're going to fail, we're going to fail, we're going to fail, and we won, and they don't even know how to celebrate. And they're going to be behind. That's what I'm saying. They're behind. People have celebrated Liverpool 20, and they're trying to catch up, and they don't even believe it happened. That's the whole thing, because they thought the only person who could save us was Klopp. Either Klopp or FSG spending a whole lot of money. That was the only saving grace that Liverpool had. And right now we are doing none of that, and they can't believe it. So we can help those people. Mane only costs Bayern £35 million for us. The same amount that we spent to get him. So we got our money back in terms of transfer fees. But at the same time, we only bought McAllister for 35, right? The 35 millions have done us very well. I mean, we spent the same for Mo, around that price. Same for Gini. Fab was what, 40? I mean, we've done well. Alisson and Virgil, the most expensive center back and goalkeepers, right? At the end of the day, if you are still negative and worrying, that's on you. We can help you. We can help anybody who's worrying about something that a club that is so successful. Okay, can you imagine me telling J.W. Henry how to make billions? How will that look like? Simon and anybody else. Can you imagine me coming to you, say, I'm going to teach you how to make billions. Don't listen to J.W. Henry, the guy who's already a billionaire. Now, let's move on from this whole chitty-chat. Do you think Diaz goes? I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50-50. I don't think Diaz doesn't want to go to, what do you call it? He doesn't want to go to Saudi. Barcelona ain't got the cash that we want. So until that part is fixed, it's a 50-50 thing. Now, will Liverpool want to give him a new contract? I think they will, but they won't give something that Diaz think he's worth. That's all I think. Simon said, I am not worried about money. I am trying to explain 3 years that they... Exactly. You're talking about the past. Can we move forward? We all know we needed a DM, and then Gravenberg fell on our lap. Why do we need another DM? We have Endo. The job that Endo did is better than anybody in the league. Him coming off the bench and closing out games. Anybody in the league can do better than that? No. So if we want somebody to leave, we have to make sure that the person replacing him has to be better than the one that we already have, or close to him, right? Or the person has a high ceiling, so even if it's, let's say, he's a little bit below him, we know his ceiling is high. He could make it to the next level. We can't just say, oh, we need this. We all been saying we need a DM. And then Gravenberg and his slot came in, find a way to play with Gravenberg, and then we have him. I want to know what kind of player do you think? I think somebody said Bruno. What is Bruno doing that Gravenberch is not doing? Okay, Gravenberch lost steam. Bruno was not consistent all season. They barely made it to the top 5. If Forest and Aston Villa have done their job, and don't tell me, oh, the ref screwed them. No, there was 38 games. You don't wait till the last minute to do your job. If any of those teams have done their job, Newcastle would have never made it to the top 5. He said they're not selling NUNEZ by all account. How can Liverpool fans be upset that we actually... I don't know. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. It makes no sense to me. The striker market is crap. Tell me about it. I wouldn't be surprised if NUNEZ stays and we move on. Next year for Isak, yeah? Why aren't Liverpool getting word FSG's pay the money or not? The money is there. They haven't said they won't pay the money. Apparently, the bid will be 142 to get him over the line. That's what we were saying earlier. So 120. About 120, then we get him. Big up to you, XS Red. People, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. There's 30 of you guys on YouTube. Hit the like. If all of you guys hit it, we get 30 likes. And then there's 194 of you guys on X. Please hit the like button. Come on, people. Help your brother out. Help your brother out. Big up to everybody in the building. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We are what? Close to 450, right? We are making a road for calling shows. So please help a brother out. Let's have that community. Because I hear Isak is possible target if there's so much money and you are so confident. Why don't Hughes and Edwards put 150 on the table for Isak? You know, like me, that ain't going to happen. Well, just because you have the money doesn't mean you can negotiate, right? If you, Simon, have a car and you have it for 5,000, I'm coming in and say, I'll give you 3,500. Maybe I'll get lucky and you say, okay, deal. Or you say, okay, 4,500. That's cheaper than the 5,000, right? But maybe you hold your grounds and be like, nah, $5,000, all or nothing. Then I have to pay the $5,000 if I want the car. What's the strange to me? LFC to me is never been about one man. Liverpool has always been about the community and the teamwork, whether on the pitch, boardroom, or the fan base. Say that again. Some people forget. Some people forget. If you are a big club like Liverpool and you are royalty, why do you guys always listen or look at what the peasants are doing? Why are you looking at what Manchester is doing? Manchester should not be talking to you. Why are you even looking at them? The clubs you should be looking at is Barcelona, Bayern, who won the Napoli, even though they are not on our level, but they won. PSG, those are the clubs you should be talking to. Everybody else is not at your level. Gravy 35. Liverpool always do their business behind closed doors. Facts. Facts, facts, facts. But we are so hard-headed, we never get that point. So now, before we continue with this, let's move on to a topic right now. I do not want to hear a Cherki versus Wirtz conversation ever again. If I go to anybody's show and I talk to anybody who said Cherki and versus Wirtz, I'm leaving. We all watched the game today. Wirtz didn't even play well. And on that note, I do not want to hear if Wirtz comes to Liverpool. Oh, let me rephrase myself. When Wirtz comes to Liverpool, oh, we can put him on the left and we could put somebody here on the right. So, no. If I see that and it's slot, you coming outside. Florian Wirtz is a number 10. Any other position, it's either he's a false 9. Now, I understand maybe Nagelsmann wanted to make a few changes because he's trying to get everybody a chance to play. But let's stop this foolishness. Just because he's good enough to play on the left, Let me pause here. Gakpo can play midfield. How well did he do during club years? Until club moving back to the left and eventually apologized, saying, maybe I should have never done that. He did us a favor and I overextended it. Florian Wirtz when he comes to Liverpool in the EPL, he should not be playing left. If Diaz leave, go find me another left wing. I will play Jones on the left before I play Florian Wirtz on the left. That is not his position. You're not going to get the best out of him. Keep him at number 10, or the next position is false 9. Anywhere else, we are misusing him and we wasted 120 million pounds. I said it. He should not be playing that position. And personally, Nagelsmann is not a good manager. I don't know why people have been on this guy's train for so long. He started off well because he was exciting, kamikaze attack. This guy has no football defensive structure in his tactics. That's why Bayern fired him. Today, they had no midfield. Oh, they had no defensive midfield. They were wide. I'm not even a Germany supporter. I found myself supporting Germany. I just came in, usually, Allez les Bleus, right? That's the second African team. For any African, France is always the second African team. But today I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, what is he doing? They were wide open. And let's be honest, the French attack is also very poor. Turkey, you had a chance to tread in, I think it was Mbappe, and he's trying to go for the goal. Yesterday, I did tell you guys, nobody knew about this Turkey guy until he played Manchester United. Nobody knew about this guy. Do you guys know that this is his second appearance for the French national team? This is the second appearance. But people are talking about him like, oh, this guy been a baller for days. He's been a baller for... Bro, nobody knew these people. It's these tacticals and all these people who always talk about, oh, this player has to have a tech. This player got skills. This player got this. He got vision. Bro, did you see him today? They stopped him off. Maybe it was already arranged. But don't tell me. I do not want to hear any Turkey versus Wirtz conversation. Wirtz is way far ahead of him. And this is something that Irishman said years past. Man City, the players that we getting right now, Frimpong, Kirkers, Wirtz, those would have been players that City would have gotten. And the players that they got now, that would have been players that we going for. From now on, I don't want to hear it. All these people who always talk about tactics and the skill and this guy, whoa, this guy, bro, Turkey just came in on the scene. Some of you guys have been watching the French league, so I understand you watched him. But the only time he came on the scene that I even get to know him was when Klopp was trying to build that midfield and his name came in. That's why he's been campaigning to come to Liverpool for so long. And as a matter of fact, Slot had, a week ago or 10 days ago, Slot went and talked to him, even though we were looking at somebody else. Because he was one of the people that we were talking to. He is not on Wirtz's level, especially if we play Florian, I don't want to do that flow thing. If we put Florian Wirtz in his position, trust me, he's not there. Is he a skillful player? Oh, yeah. He got skills. He's easy on the eye. He reminds me of Ben Arfa, right? For you guys who know Ben Arfa, Newcastle. Yeah, so I wanted to say that. I don't want to hear that conversation. People are trying to rile up for almost a month now. The rival fans haven't had anything to... They haven't had anything to say about Liverpool. We win the league. We go for 3 big players. They don't know what to say. So they are out here trying to come up with things. And the sad thing is Liverpool fans are also trying to help. I don't want to hear that kind of foolishness. Right now, I'm going to start looking at people sideways. Because you know the funny thing is, when we had the techiest of them all, probably to me the best baller, even though he was always injured. But when that guy plays, you were like, this guy is just a baller out of nowhere. When we had Thiago, certain Liverpool fans who used to love Thiago when he was at Bayern or even when he was at Barca, the little career that he had in Barca. Oh, that's the player we should have. And then he comes to Liverpool and he doesn't get the same credit. Oh, well, why are we playing him here? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? I guarantee you, if Cherki were to come to Liverpool, some Liverpool fans are not going to give him that kind of love. And that is Cherki and Wirtz in Liverpool. I have seen that certain Liverpool fans love to watch certain players when they are in another team. But that player comes to Liverpool, all of a sudden, well, you know, he's not that good. I thought he was going to be better, but he's not. Like, bro, he's the same player. I understand that the formation and tactics could change, but let's be honest here. People, none of that. None of that. Wirtz is not going to play on the left. And I don't want to hear any Wirtz versus Cherki. Cherki is not that dude. He's good, but he's not that dude. He's going to City. Hey, good luck at City. If Liverpool pulls him off to Liverpool, congratulations. But as of that, we're not talking about that. Let's move on. Next conversation. This is why we need to talk about, people. We need to talk about this, people. This is why we need to talk about. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? My player. I know that some of you guys been talking about the striker position. Are we going to get a striker after spending so much money on Wirtz when we get that through, right? I still believe that Liverpool is going to go for a big signing. I've told you guys, this is what I believe. I've told you guys that it's always been 3 big players they want, but they're probably going to end up having 2, right? If Liverpool has to dominate this league and the Champions League, they have to have a striker. They have to have an out-and-out striker. We can't rely on Jota because brother is always somehow injured, whether it's his fault or somebody impact injury. Chiesa, rumors are Chiesa might be going back to Italy. And I believe that we're going to make room for young Rio, right? But Rio's not ready, so we have to embed him as he progresses. So we do need a big-time player. And I know some people, and I understand some people's point when they say we got to be realistic, the price is going to be too much. I get all that, and it makes sense, right? On that side, it's very hard to debate against. But if we are Liverpool, and we are big bad Liverpool, we need to start making those conversations. Say we need that striker. Get that striker. I don't want us to be like Arsenal fans when, oh, the reason why we didn't win is because we didn't have a striker. We don't do that. Liverpool fans, we don't do that. Excuses, we don't do. We will talk about owners not spending money, but we don't do excuses. So right now, we need to have those conversations where players that we need, it needs to be talked about. And it needs to be talked about in a bold and comprehensive way, not all that nonsense that we used to hear about FSG out, FSG in, none of that. Why do I want Isak? One, Isak is a player that can play the style of way we play. Whether he could drop deep, whether he could go on the left, he can swap with Salah. He can do all that. He knows how to hold the ball. His back can play against the goal. He can go forward, transition. Like any way Liverpool play, this guy take all the boxes. Now, the concern that Liverpool fans have, the high price. It's very hard to think that Newcastle will take anything less than 150 million. I get you. But I don't care. A player like him is going to make you with 150 million back right after the season is over, because guess what? He's going to score enough goals that you're going to make enough money to pay them back. His jersey sales would take off. And I believe he's also an Adidas boy. So he's also an Adidas boy, right? Now, it is true that we have a genuine interest in this guy. You hear the big journals say, Ornstein, Fab, Joyce. The question is, can we pull it off? That's always been the question. Now, some of you guys have said you want Alvarez. I heard the info. But to me, the Alvarez conversation also started exactly how the Cherki conversation started. Alvarez scored goals. Yes, he does. But his name peaked when I think it was against Barcelona or Madrid, and he scored 2 or 3 goals. And everybody said, we need to bring him off one game. Off one game. I'm riding with pause. I'm going with Isak, and I'm riding with him all day, every day. I think Isak is the guy that Liverpool needs. Isak comes to Liverpool. His work rate is not going to be what he's doing for Newcastle. Remember, he's working really, really hard. Yes, he's a player that the boy is $120. He does not have enough muscle, so his muscle fatigue, it's apparent. He gets tired a lot. His muscle gets fatigued a lot. Hence the reason why everybody thinks he's injury prone. Do you guys know that out of the 38 games, he's missed only 4? There's 4 games that he didn't play because of so-called injuries. Some of the game, they had to manage him well by not letting him start. So he came on the bench. So that injury part, to me, it's a non-starter. He's not like Jota. Jota gets injured, he's gone for 2-3 months. When every time they said Isak is injured, he missed a game and then he's right back the next one. Remember when we went to Newcastle and they told us he was injured, and then the lineup showed up and then he was right there. And as a matter of fact, I believe he played close to 90 minutes. And that's the game. Yeah, he played 90 minutes because we drew 3-3. The one that Kelleher let the ball, went over his head, and then they tapped in the last minute. So with the injury debate, it's a non-starter for me. Don't even bring it up. The expense, the financing of him, that's a debate that, yes, it is expensive. 150 million for a player is expensive. But is he worth it? That's the question we should be asking. Is he worth it? 150 million for a player like him is too much. You're right. But at the end of the day, is he worth it? I'm just asking questions. Somebody, is he worth it? If he's worth it, then that means spend the money, get him. If you worry about the rival fans making fun of you that you spend a lot of money, let them. They've been making fun of us, saying that we are the poorest club. Oh, now they're going to say we are the richest club? Don't forget, City has already spent 235 million in January. So this is how I propose how we get him. Some of you guys already said it. But before I do, let's read what the people say. I've been talking too much. Let's talk about what the people are saying. Somebody asked what formation we play. Somebody said 4-4-2. Big up to Rose Selassie. Good to see you, brethren. He said 4-4-2 with Verts in the number 10. So that means he's at the tip. Okay. I'm a 4-2-3-1 person, and I'm all right with that formation forever. That's the only way you are balanced, both attacking and both defensive. So with me, 4-2-3-1. Simon Sekwesi, if it doesn't happen, who do you blame? Is it manager? If it doesn't happen, I don't blame anybody. Because Simon, I don't know if you saw what some of in the chat, what people were saying. Some people said the money is getting ridiculous right now. And they would rather not spend that kind of cash. So Liverpool did all they can. They put all the money that they could possibly have. And Leverkusen says, we don't want it. Do you blame the owners? Do you blame Edward? Who do you blame? We have the money that we have. They don't want it. So you move on. I don't believe it's the case. If it doesn't happen, I'm looking at how it didn't happen, why it didn't happen. Maybe the information that was fed to us was inaccurate, which a lot of time it happens, and we tend to believe the Junos over our own club. So at the end of the day, why should I pick someone to blame? I hate blame games. We just won the league. Why should I blame any of those people? I'm not blaming anybody. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they tried and they couldn't get it. Now, you could say try harder. That's a fair argument. But I'm not doing blame game. Because if the player wants Liverpool, he will be at Liverpool. At the end of the day, some of you guys always forget that part. That it's not just the two clubs, it's also the player too. So if look at some of the players that have have protested to go to another club. Some players have even driven to the parking lot. So why is it that it's always, let's blame ourselves? Why are you blaming, first of all, Simon, why are you blaming FSG, Edwards, or the manager? What about Leverkusen? Why haven't you put in, who do you blame? You know what? I blame Leverkusen. That's my answer. Kwesi, do you think that Mamouche is the best left winger in the Premier League? And please give your ratings from him with Diaz. Mamouche is not. Mamouche is a very good player. He's good attacking. He can play left wing. He could play a striker, false nine. But Diaz is much better. Now, Mamouche may have a higher ceiling. He's younger. We've seen how he can produce. So I would say that. But Diaz right now, that's why Liverpool doesn't want to sell Diaz. That's why Liverpool did not want to swap Alvarez with Diaz, even though the deal was a ridiculous and stupid deal. They're trying to get 40 million plus Diaz. Hell no. There's no left. There's only maybe two wingers right now that I can think of. Rodrigo and Nico Williams. Yes, Nico Williams is not up to par, but his ceiling is so high. If the manager do exactly what he did with Gravenberg, we having a world-class player right there. So that's why I think Rodrigo and him. Now, if Mamouche was available, I would have looked at him too. Big up, big up, big up. Yes, sir. He said, Kwesi, I'm getting scared. Where is the here we go? It's all love from Boston. Big up yourself. Playbook of Eli. Come on, man. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. We got this. It's unlocked. And if this doesn't happen, I'm blaming Bayern Leverkusen. They are the one who been playing with us. They know how much we want to pay, and they keep, somebody say they're taking a pace right now. And I don't blame Liverpool fans who say, you know what, maybe we should just walk away. There are Liverpool players who say, Liverpool fans who are right now saying, you know what, I'm the one who used to say FSG needs to spend money. But right now, this money is getting ridiculous. Let's move on. And I don't blame them. Simon, he said, Kwesi, I know you like Isak, but has Isak said he wants to come to Liverpool? If he hasn't, why waste time on pandering? Okay, so this one, if you remember our first conversation, I said at this point in Isak's career, we cannot just say, oh, Liverpool, you could not afford him. Isak has to make it a point that he wants to come to Liverpool. If he comes to say, I want to go, Liverpool go get him, right? Now, Liverpool do not go after players if they are not 100% sure that the player wants to come to Liverpool. The Caicedo one was an anomaly. We tried to bully Chelsea and it backfired. The player wanted to go to Chelsea all along. We just tried to come in and snatch him, and it didn't work. Zubimendi, we had him, he changed his mind. And for the longest, Liverpool never goes after a player if the player has not shown interest to come into Liverpool. So the fact that, like I said, everybody knows that there's a genuine interest between Isak and Liverpool and Isak, that one has been there since before he went to Newcastle. If you know the stories, he is the one that most Liverpool hierarchy wanted. Klopp and Pep chose NUNEZ instead. I'll leave it at that. Isak, 25 missed, 10 games. 10 games on what? Yeah, but 10 games, and some even they'll say you are right, 10 games. But the way some of you guys talk about, you guys seems like he misses 20 games a season. How many games has Jota missed? Let me know that. He said transfer market say he's valued at 120 euros. Who's please give us the who's valued at that, please let us know. Yes, he's worth 150, but the big question is LFC paid the price. Well, if Liverpool want him, you better pay the price. And I believe we have the money. Why do people always want someone to be blamed? I ask myself that every day. Can we not just support modern formation errand static? Like, it's all changing depending on the pace. That's true. That's true. So this is what I was talking about. How Liverpool can afford Isak. Huh? What do you think of this? What do you guys think of this? Right now, I don't know if you guys haven't heard. Newcastle is on the verge of signing Pedro from Brighton. They wanted Mbeumo, but Mbeumo is talking about going to Man U, which makes no sense to me. It makes, oh my God. The money that he wants, Newcastle can pay it. But he wants to go to Man U. Hey, to each his own. But right now, this is a possibility, right? NUNEZ plus 60 million. Or 50. Let's say 50. 60 is too much. NUNEZ plus 50 million, you get Isak. What do you guys think? Now, I don't know if you guys also heard. Osimhen does not want to go to Saudi. Yesterday, he said, I'm not going. And then he changed his mind and said he wants to go. This morning, he doesn't want to go. So if he doesn't want to go, does that say that El Hilal, I hope I said the name right, could move towards NUNEZ? And they were trying to buy Osimhen for 75 million. I think we can get 80 from them. What do you guys think? Right? So Newcastle can get, we can swap with Newcastle and some cash to get Isak. That's if they want NUNEZ. But guess what? Newcastle plays so well in transition. Remember, most of their goals came in transition. The goals that they scored against us, 85% of them was transitions, right? So there's another striker out there that everybody is somehow associating him to Manchester United because of Amorim. The best striker in transition right now is Gyökeres. I believe Gyökeres in Newcastle, it's a match made in heaven. Because if you watch Gyökeres, most of his goals is on transition. Powerful runs. So, I mean, there is so many ways. A lot of it was because some people said Newcastle needs a striker because they're in the Champions League and they need somebody to replace him. Right now, they are on the verge to get Pedro. If they get Pedro, I think Pedro will replace Wilson, if I'm not correct. For all the Newcastle people in the chat, please correct me. So, yeah, there is players out there they can get. Personally, if I was Newcastle, I'd go for Gyökeres. I don't think Manchester United have the cash to go get Gyökeres. Mbeumo, that's what? Mbeumo, Gyökeres, that's almost 170 million. And they have more problem than attack. Their whole midfield. Talking about DMs, they need more DMs than we do. Right? And the manager has to get players that he needs. Especially him being so stubborn on playing that 3-4-3 formation. So, what do you guys think? Pedro said, Kwesi, Bruno Gyökeres is aggressive and leader in the midfield. He's like Rodri. Come on, when we play Newcastle in the final, who excuse me, who dominated the midfield? That midfield, Gravenberch versus aggressive midfielder, is a problem. I don't think it's a problem. Gravenberch, it becomes a problem when Gravenberch gets double teamed and we'd have no other person to support him. That was always our problem. The games that Gravenberch struggles, it was because he get double teamed and nobody stepped in to support him, to free him, to get him a chance to help him. Now, I don't disagree with your assessment of him. If we can afford Isak, what makes you think that we can afford him? He got what? 3 years on his contract, I believe. I believe he just signed a new one last year too. You think they're going to let him go less than 100? Especially them knowing that we just spent 120 on Verts. So the same question. Where are you getting that money from? Do you think Newcastle is going to let him go for cheap? Oh, no. Edison doesn't want to come. From what we're hearing, Edison is going to Saudi because Bruno doesn't want to go. So that's what I'm saying. Kwesi, he hasn't so far, so why waste time? You are contradicting yourself. Who said he hasn't? Just because you haven't heard it doesn't he hasn't. Did you know that Vert said that he wanted to come to Liverpool? Nope. But when the conversation started, it became apparent that he wants to go to Liverpool. Did you know that Turkey wanted to go to Liverpool? No, but eventually it became apparent until we moved on from him to Verts, and then he started looking at City. So just because you haven't heard, or I haven't seen, doesn't mean the player doesn't know. You don't know until you talk to the player. So if you are looking at people to tell you like on Twitter, I want to go to Liverpool, then brother, yeah, that's not how it works. Big up to Mandem in the building. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Please get your boy up, man. Get your boy up. Let's get the likes up, my friends. Let's get the likes up. Help your brother. Come on, my voice is gone and I'm still here riding with you guys for over an hour. Help your brother, man. Get the likes on. Get the likes. The Saudi don't want Darwin. It came out today. Really? I haven't seen it yet. Atletico will take him for 35 euros and AC Milan on loan. They aren't going to get the money for Darwin. Even Newcastle came in, they will want him cheap. How much do you think Newcastle will get him? Simon, how much? I'll wait for your response. How much do you think Newcastle will ask? Of course, everybody's seen that his form has dipped. They will want him for cheap. Definitely. The only money we will get is if he goes to Saudi. Anywhere in Europe, I doubt it if we will break the 50 million mark. His form has been atrocious this season. Last year would have probably made more money because even though he was not scoring the goals, his output was good. He was working really, really hard. This season, he started that way, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know whether the manager told him move on or whatever, and he hasn't been playing well. We might be stuck with NUNEZ for now, to be honest. Well, if you remember Boniface wasn't that better, but when Vert started balling, all of a sudden Boniface became this top striker. I don't know you are discussing a possible swap. I'm just explaining there's a few options to move him on. No, I'm saying a swap. I'm talking about a swap. So if we we're going for a swap deal, we have to bring in cash and Nunez. So I'm asking you, how much do you think Newcastle will want Nunez for? Big up yourself, Liverpool goals. Are you getting the flu? No, I'm getting over one. And my voice, that's what happens. I'm getting over one right now. Because he lost his voice at the riot. Oh, big up yourself. So, people, what do you guys think? A swap deal with Newcastle, or send him to Saudi because, Osimhen doesn't want to go there. But Simon says the Saudis don't want him. So, Atletico want him for 35 million euros. That's like what? 22 million pounds? Sheesh. Highway robbery. He said, realistically, 35 million pounds. Okay. So 35 million pounds plus 100 million. Do we get Isak? 35 million plus 100 million. Do we get Isak? I'll wait. No? Why not? Nunez will go, Edwards will work his magic. Yeah, people forget who Edwards is. I don't know why. I don't know why people will forget who Edward is. Hasselbaum said trade him for Alvarez. But the question is, Atletico is losing one of their strikers. So they don't want to lose Alvarez for sure. They're not losing Alvarez. They would love to have Nunez with them, but they're not going to lose Alvarez. He said plus cash, obvious. Yeah, but the thing is, do they want the player? I mean, if we are to believe what some people are saying, Simone is a big fan of Nunez. The question is, how much they're going to pay? Alvarez, they don't want Alvarez out. All you guys have agreed saying that the striker market is poor. They're not letting him out, especially they're losing one of their players. He said, remember, as Irishman pointed out to you, they are Saudi owners at Newcastle. They will want premium price, and Darwin is a step backwards. Fine. That's why I asked you how much you think they will sell. You said 35. So 35 plus 100, that's 135. That's a good deal for Isak. Now, this is the part where you also are not putting into account. Isak got 2 years left. So let's just say he doesn't go anywhere. He decides to stay. Next year, he goes wherever he wants. How much do you think they're going to sell him for? They're also going to lose money based on what you're saying. So at the end of the day, everybody is playing a very risky game. I think the one striker going under the radar is Osimhen. He's not going to Saudi and wants the EPL. The question is, Osimhen is at the same place where Gyökeres is. Big clubs don't want him. I'm trying to figure out why. I have my reasons. I don't think he's that dude. But why is, okay, let's just say Alvarez to Liverpool, Osimhen to Atletico. Osimhen is the type of striker that Simone likes usually. Why am I not hearing that type of conversation? Hot take. I don't think we need a striker at all. I mean, if you're going off with, we won the league without a striker, I see your point. But I'm not just trying to win the league. I'm trying to dominate. So we need a striker. That's why I want a striker. You know what I mean? He says Salah put in an ultimate golden numbers, and Slot is happy to shape the team around him. So why we need a striker? Because Salah is not a striker. Salah is not young like he used to. You've seen how hard it is for him to dribble past athletic left backs. So we need somebody that could help Salah so that the pressure is off Salah. Let's just say miracle, we get Isak. What do you think is going to happen to Salah? He's going to bang in more goals and have more assists. That's the whole point. We cannot be, 12 men said it very eloquently. Liverpool is not a one-man team. So we need to build that. That's the only way we dominate this league. Slot won't go without a striker. That's true. Who say 100 million and 35? It could be 150. Likewise, just like I said, everybody says 150. And just like a negotiation, you come up with 135. They take it. 135 plus add-ons, it gets you to 150. Don't stop making it seem like it's impossible. If Isak make it apparent to Liverpool, if you guys have the money, I'm coming, Liverpool will get him. Full stop. Let's move on. Big up yourself, Hakeem. How you know Slot don't want two wide forwards up front? Come inside with a false nine like Bobby. That's the problem. There's only one Bobby. As good as Verts is, he's not Bobby. That's the whole point. Next summer, you get him for 75. And that's the risk. That's also the risk that Newcastle has to play. You know what I mean? That's the risk that they have to play. But we know they got money. So that money is not the issue for them. They want to do well in Champions League. So that is the sticky part where it's very hard to debate that point. I am not talking about one-man team. I'm talking about who you look for most in your goals. But we can only go by the few years that we played. Who's the guy that we look most for the goals? Salah. We need somebody out there to also give us between 15 to 20 goals. We need that. We deserve that. If NUNEZ could actually finish, he will always be the first on the team sheet. We will sign a new striker. True. That's true. What if Atletico get Gyökeres and we get Alvarez? That would be good too. Even though I'm an Isak fan, yes, sir. Why not? But that's why I want to let people know Gyökeres is not just hell-bent in going to Manchester United alone. Atletico can get him. I think Newcastle can get him. Chelsea can get him. Ekitike is not an out-and-out striker. He's a Mamouche type of player. It's a possibility. See? There's always a way. Just like I don't want people to just fixate it that nothing else can happen. I'm fixated that I want Isak at Liverpool. That's just me. I've been campaigning it since I wanted him at Liverpool and he ended up in Newcastle. And since he's been in Newcastle, I've still been campaigning that he should come to Liverpool. That is not going to end anytime soon until I see that his skill or his levels has dipped. Then I'll move on to somebody else. But right now, he's the only player that, in terms of striker, he's the only one I'm looking at. Diaz and Gakpo stepped up this season, though. That's why I'm saying, no, you're right. They did step up a lot. That's why we need somebody else. That's why we're saying we are not built on just one or two people. It has to be collective. And then also, if Salah it's off the, it's taking off the game, the person coming in has to be closer to him. We can't just have a drop of form when he's off the team. Simon, you are arguing a point that you and I are not going to agree. If he says he's coming to Liverpool, Liverpool find the money. That's it. Right? If his agent or his people talks to Liverpool, let's say Newcastle give them the okay to talk to Liverpool, and Liverpool said, okay, we can make this thing work, Liverpool will make it work. However Newcastle want it, they will make it work. Right? We could pay, remember, no team pays 150 million outright. The only time it happened was when Neymar went to PSG. Liverpool could say, okay, fine, we will give you 75 million this year and we'll pay you guys across the rest of his contract. It's not impossible. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not impossible. Yes, Newcastle will rather keep him because they are in the Champions League. But right now, I'm saying if Isak is at the point of his career where he says, I need a bigger club, he needs to let Newcastle do. No, I mean, and then move on. Other than that, we're just gonna go back. Oh, it's too expensive. They don't want NUNEZ. However, we didn't even know Liverpool had 120 million to go for Wirtz. So how do you know that we don't have 150 million? I know that we need a striker. Everybody knows we need a striker. I want Isak. Some people want Gyökeres. Some people want Alvarez. The question is, who do you want? To be honest, I could see Slot setting up with wing backs next season. You don't have the defense to play that. I've never seen Kirkers play wing back. I've seen Frimpong do it. I've never seen Bradley play wing back. Remember, we also need a center back. And let's segue to that. Let's segue to the next something that I wanted to talk about. Let me share the screen. Let me share this screen, people. Allow me. This one right here. We all know that we need center backs, right? We need center backs. We don't know what's going to happen to Gomez or Kwanzaa. But there's a strong possibility that one will leave or both might leave. And as much as I've been talking about strikers, center back is also as important as the strikers. So there's a few players that I picked. Gehi, Hincape, Gerard, and then Zabri. Yesterday on the show, somebody mentioned him, and I went and looked at his numbers. His numbers is quite decent, right? As a matter of fact, PSG is talking to him right now, and they think that the deal is very close. So he's a very good player. He's a very, very good player. Wow, Bournemouth is going to lose the entire center backs. Ousmane Diomande, I didn't add him because for some reason they don't have his Primera stats. They only have his Europa stats. So it won't be fair to add him with these guys. But he's something that I think Liverpool have looked at him before. He's very physical. He has pace, strong on the ground. And in the air too. He's very strong and very powerful in the air. But looking at these guys, who will you guys want? Who will you guys want at Liverpool? Simon said Hincape LFC makes opportunity with Leverkusen. Very good player, versatile center back and left back. Yeah, that's true. I agree. I'm as much as I like Hato, I didn't put him in there because I think he's young and he plays mostly left back for Ajax, sometimes center back. But out of all these guys, Hincape is my number one, and then Gehi is my number two. Gehi is very versatile. He can play right back. As a matter of fact, I've seen him play defensive mid before. He reminds me of Joey. As a matter of fact, they have the same style of play. They are very good on the ball. But for me, Yeah, he's not as good in the air, but yeah, Hincapié is my number one, and then Gehi's number two. What about you guys? What do you guys think? The club does not have eggs in one basket. We have approached a Kitike agent. We almost signed Alvarez last season and almost signed Osimhen in January. New striker is coming. That's what I'm talking about. Save your chest. I legit don't give AF who we sign for center back. They are backup to VVD and Ibu. Okay. Gehi not good in the air. Brentwood won't happen. Hato wants 2 years more at Ajax. Well, he's young, so I can see why. Simon said Gehi is going abroad. Really? But yeah, man, I think Hincapié for me will be the one I want. If we don't go for Gehi, if you don't get Gehi, go for Usman Diamante. I think what's the name is going to PSG, the ball center back. He said, get Bastoni. He should be cheap as hell after you. Well, I think Bastoni can do what Endo does. He could be a closer. I think he's a closer. But when we open, that'll be a problem. He said, good, glad to hear it. I am all for your confidence. He said, Bastoni not coming to sit on the bench, mate. Bro, did you see Bastoni in the Champions League? I'm just saying, did you see that, brother? People, thank you so much for being in the building. You guys have made my day. Yeah, man. It's a conversation that we needed to have. 113 million rejected. I don't think it's over. I think Liverpool go back. I think a deal can be broken up very soon. I don't know when, but I believe it's going to be very soon. Kerkers is the one that people need to watch. I think that one is coming sooner than everybody expect. I'm still on my soapbox about getting Isak to Liverpool. I'm never stopping that until I see his form dip. Center back, Hincapié for me. What are you saying here? You say, Chrissy, if you were Mike Werder, will you have thrown Hincapié in the equation? Why not? I won't. Shoot, I would have told him, let me finish this, I'm coming back. You know what? We can swap him with Kwanzaa. Right? We can swap with Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is an up-and-coming player. They can develop him, and then we get the first dip in the contract. We get the first dip on the contract, you know. Kwanzaa wants to come back to Liverpool. Now, the reason why Kwanzaa has not developed well is because it's not, I think it's more on his psyche. He tries too hard, and then when he fails, it hits him too hard. That's the part where he needs to work in there. You've been playing with Ibu and Virgil. That's the best center backs you could learn from. At this point, maybe he needs to step away and then come back. You know what I mean? But let's see what happens moving forward. Right now, I know all of I know a lot of you guys want to go watch Portugal versus Spain. So that's going to be a great match to watch. I think Germany needs a lot of help. They need a lot of help. The manager, I don't think the manager is good enough. Look at Italy. Italy just sacked their manager. They got good players, and they just sacked their manager. But I believe that just like Simon was saying, at 118 million, we get him. So I think that will be the final offer. Whoever comes in is competing with Ibu to start. I think Virgil is going to be getting a lot more rest this season that he has. I don't see him. He's going to be playing World Cup qualifying and the league. This guy has played too many games. He needs to rest. Gracie, you are too nice. Kwanzaa. You guys are cold-blooded. He says, see, we agree. No, we do agree. And we disagree. That's what makes the show great. And that's why you make the show great. We're just going to sign Leverkusen whole team, bro. Then what's going to happen to, what's the name? Eric Ten Hag. Can't see Slot changing to 3 at the back. I agree with that. He has the option to change to 3 at the back in games, but tactics, but not going to do it. People, you guys are also forgetting that Gravenberg can play center back. He says, see, you're a nice guy. Peace, my brother. Peace. Make sure you have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy yourself. Douglas, what are you saying? He said the money evolves around FSG. Then their one-trick pony money ball policy is not surprised if they mess up this transfer window. I want to see a 400 million war chest, not a player sales. Okay, so what are you going to do with all those players? What are you going to do with NUNEZ when, let's say, we get Alvarez? What are you going to do with Kwanzaa and Joey? Trent is gone. What are you going to do with Simicas and Robo? Moneyball. Everybody does Moneyball. You know who's you doing the Moneyball the most recently? City. Do your research, brother. Do your research. Good to see you. People, hit the like button before we get out of here. 270 people in the building. Come on, people. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Hit the like button. Oh, sorry. He said what? Slot set up 3-man backline last season at times. Yeah, Fenyor, he did it. Douglas, do you enjoy playing FIFA career? Quincy, I like the debate, but you know, deep down, Simon knows best. I like that. From now on, I'm stealing it. I'm stealing it. I'm stealing it. Big up to everybody who came in. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's do it again. I'm hoping to come maybe tomorrow. Let's see how. Hopefully we'll have good news. Maybe we'll have good news. So people, enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. Thank you so much for coming in. Hit the like button before you get out of here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Kwesi Bolt.